So it makes the most sense.
Yeah, I would think so, too. It makes a lot of sense, Handsome Kevin.
Thank you, Magenta. It's good to see you again.
Hey, good to see you guys. Tony said you were looking for me, so I decided to make an appearance.
You guys wearing the same
Yeah,
shirt?
don't even mind that. I didn't have any clothes to wear. He said, here, take my shirt.
Oh, that's mighty nice of him.
I love Newark. I can't help it.
Magenta, I'm glad you joined us because there's some
I'm glad to have joined you, Matthew.
hot news. And
Hot. I love it. Is it hot and fresh like Krispy Kreme?
Yes. Just the light is on, buddy. The light is on.
Fuck yeah.
Bob Orton Jr. telling people doctors are advising Randy never to wrestle again. How does that make Magenta feel?
I like Randy Orton. He's a good dude. Never hurt himself in the ring on purpose. Never cursed out any fellows from Ghana. He's a swell guy. He's not stupid.
Do you think he should return or should he listen to his doctors?
Fuck the doctors. They don't know shit. If he feels like he can return, he can return. Magenta's all for getting back in the ring. Except for me. I'm really hurt.
Oh, what's wrong with you, Magenta?
I got emotional problems.
Yeah, but
don't stare at me like that. I have emotional problems. Don't stigmatize me. I know what year it is. I know my rights.
I don't know if Handsome Kevin did it any justice what he did over the top, and I don't know if you were listening, Magenta, but I think it's fair. Maybe Magenta, you should know that a lot of the results that Handsome Kevin gave you from the WWE and NXT, they were all results of a tournament.
I love tournaments. They have them all the time in New Japan. AEW does them every other week. Why shouldn't the WWE have tournaments upon tournaments upon tournaments?
Right? We're crowning a new NXT Women's Champion. Did you
of course we are.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that indie woman. She hurt her foot and she got drafted to Raw.
So is she giving up the title because she went to Raw or because she hurt her foot?
Does it really matter?
No.
Yes. All I know is that sweet ass of Gigi Dolan's not in the tournament anymore. She's quite the looker, am I right?
You are right.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Her shitbox keeps getting bigger. I'm afraid she's going to have to let it out one day.
You know who she's in a relationship with?
Me, of course.
No, not you, Magenta. That Zachary Wentz.
Who?
He was the other rascal.
Oh, Trey Miguel's buddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one
Zachary went that way, and Gigi Dolan Heine went that way.
Yeah, he used to be with Kimberly, and then she said he beat him up, and then he had the Hitler mustache. Remember all that?
Oh, and he retired, no? Or she retired. She just announced her retirement, didn't she?
Right, yeah.
She's the princess?
Sure.
I should be the prince. La da 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 da. Come here, honey. I'll take you to the palace and show you my staff.
Magenta, are you a fan of big announcements?
I'm a fan of a lot of things that are big. Announcements is one of them.
Are you excited?
I like big heinies. Did I tell you that? La, da, da, da.
I get the feeling you have.
Oh, I get to feel them all the time. Girls line up for me to squeeze their heinies.
Whereabouts?
Around the backside. That's where the heiny is.
Oh, yeah, fucking toolbox.
I'm not a toolbox. I'm Magenta.
Where are they lining up? Like, how does Magenta?
Oh, all in a row. It's fantastic.
Do you have
Women let you do that when you're a powerful man. I didn't know you knew that. I learned that a long time ago.
How powerful are you?
Very powerful. Look at these guns, man. They go Magenta.
I'm not talking about strength power. I'm talking about.
Dude, look at me.
No,
I can lift all those heinies over my head and go.
Yeah, but
can you see that?
Magenta's gonna recreate the photo of like Andre the Giant holding 4 chicks on his arm.
Of course I am. I'll hold 8 of them, Kevin.
Magenta.
You could use them like bowling balls, truthfully.
How often do you have to watch?
I'm embarrassed that I said that. I'm sorry.
How often do you have to watch?
Magenta's been a bad boy. Where's Bad Luck Fale? I need a spanking. I'm sorry, Matthew. Go ahead.
Okay. How often do you have to wash the mask after such a thing?
Wait, how often?
Yeah, like
ask
when you're doing.
Ask me if I ever have.
That can't be good for you.
No. It's a flavor saver.
Oh my god!
Yes, it's delightful.
Interesting. Would you
Sometimes
ever?
when I take the mask off, I make like I'm kissing myself. It's glorious.
Would you ever put the mask on the line?
I'm like a clothesline to dry it? Maybe if
No.
it gets all juicy.
Like if Kevin's favorite Guerrero, Chavo, showed up and he challenged you.
Chavo Guerrero is the worst Guerrero in the history of Guerreros.
Stop stealing my gimmick, Magenta.
I'm standing up for you, sir.
I don't
You know
care.
what?
I don't need it. I don't
Chavo
want it. I
Guerrero
don't
is
need
the
it.
greatest Guerrero that ever walked this planet. And if he wanted my mask, I would happily give it to him.
You're the worst.
Eddie who?
How do you feel about Don Callis using a screwdriver on Kenny Omega?
Did he put it in his hiney hole?
No.
Then
Not
I'm
even-
against it. Fuck Don Callis. Fuck him with a screwdriver. How do you like them apples?
I mean, that seems to be the consensus after he stabbed Kenny in the head.
That bald, goofy fuck. 69 me fucking Don. Idiot.
No more. The relationship has been soiled.
It should have been to begin with. Why would you 69 a man in front of fucking Tony Schiavone? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, Magenta, the man's house that you're in once showed us a wrestling video where a person lost and then had sex in the ring in front of like a ton of people.
Well, what's wrong with that? I mean, sex is sex. Am I
Well,
wrong?
what's wrong with 69 in front of Tony Schiavone?
Because Tony Schiavone's weird. He is. He's always talking about like the greatest thing ever. He's always flirting with Britt Baker.
Wouldn't you flirt with Britt Baker?
Yeah, but he's kind of a dick. He shits on Adam Cole. I mean, he doesn't call him skinny or anything. He just calls him stupid.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you shit all over every single thing I brought up since you
Is
arrived.
this Tony's mud water?
Yes,
looks
it
like-
is.
Does it smell like it?
Tastes good. Taste what Gigi Dolan's hiney must taste like, I would imagine.
Oh my!
It would taste like.
That's right, Kevin. Praise the hiney. Oh my God. You fuckers wanted Magenta tonight. You got it.
No! That Matt wanted Magenta tonight.
Look, I was just every once in a while I have to make sure everybody's okay. So I was just curious to see if Magenta was okay, and
You want to see me if I could get overweight Larry on the show?
I really thought he was dead and gone like a long time ago.
No, he's alive.
I'd be interested to see what overweight Larry looks like, actually.
Me too. I haven't seen him in a while. Might have to figure out how to get him on the show.
He might be underweight Larry at this point.
You know what? It's completely possible. Al Sharpton lost a lot of weight. That Weatherman lost a lot of weight. He might be in the next long line of weight losers.
At Jonah Hill, he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, but he's fat again, so fuck him. Yes, Magenta will fat shame Jonah Hill.
Wait, is he fat again?
I actually have no
yeah.
problem with that.
Huh?
I have no problem with you fat shaming Jonah. Normally, that's not my cup of tea, but I don't mind it.
See, the problem is he eats the pie that gives you calories. I prefer the calorie-free pie myself. A nice slice of hair pie.
Take it all back. Take it all back.
Magenta, you must clean up well with the
Oh, I clean everything well. That's enough.
With his tongue.
I was gonna say that you must do well with the African American ladies since.
Oh, hey, come on now.
What? Well, apparently the African American men don't like to. But if Magenta's doing that, you must do well.
Didn't he say something about Puerto Rican showers earlier?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, dude. Even I know my limits.
I'm just saying you must do well.
I will just say that Magenta does not discriminate. I love all types of hair.
I'm
pies.
saying you must do well. If word gets out that Magenta's going, then the line is around the corner, man. You're doing good for yourself.
I love going. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I could tell. We're losing Garifo up there. His allergies are kicking in.
No. I'm allergic to this conversation.
Well, it's not it's not like it's out there. Black guys don't like to eat pussy. I don't
All
know.
right. Oh, I hate this conversation.
Well, this is what you
Magenta,
wanted.
could you go find Tony, please? If you don't
It
mind?
was fun when I was talking about Gigi Dolan's Heine and all that, but now it's just getting weird.
You want to talk about Trinity's, Heine?
No, I want to talk about your penis.
What do you want to know about it?
I'm trying to change the subject to help the show along.
Yeah, so changing it to
Makes
Matt's penis is a fucking great solution.
You want to talk about the dong currency?
I was going to ask you, how many dongs is your dong worth?
What did you say the conversion was? Like 20?
23,000 something or other and change. It's like the number of lakes in fucking the Great Lake area. There's
Minnesota.
millions of them. Whatever.
Say Minneapolis?
Yeah, whatever. Lake Minnetonka, Lake Jablomi. I don't know.
Lake Jablomi.
Lake Jablomi. Haywood Jablomi found that lake back in 1742.
Yeah.
He was trying to find the strip clubs in Montreal. Fell in a lake. Whoops.
Hey, let me ask you this, Magenta. Thoughts on Sami Zayn finally going to wrestle in Saudi Arabia?
Well, as long as they're not going to cut his head off, I mean, I'm sure it's not a problem. That was the big fear, that his country wasn't getting along with the Saudis. So if everything's cool now, then you know what? It's a big deal. Good for him.
And if I'm not mistaken, this won't be the first time he went.
Yeah, well.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I read that he went in like 2014.
Well, WWE wasn't going then. Did he go with Ring of Honor?
I don't think
I
Ring of
could've-
Honor.
I
Listen,
could've-
Terry
I could've
Silk, it's
sworn
crazy.
I
He
read
probably
something
said, fuck
today
it, we're
where
going to
he
Saudi
said that he
Arabia.
was going in, that he went there before.
Sorry.
Maybe not 2014, but I know that it's shocking, and it actually took me aback too. But I really think that this is not his first time there.
Did Sammy say, take me back to Saudi Arabia?
That's right. I'm Magenta.
Come on, that was some Shining Wizards Kevin quality material right there.
No, I've had it.
You've had it.
With Magenta, yeah, I'm done.
That's where you draw the line? Let's see.
No,
they
I drew the
started-
line well before that. That was just the old.
Started there in 2015 with the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Okay, so all right, so maybe I misread something because I
Wow,
really
they have been going that long. That's pretty crazy. I used to go to Saudi Arabia all the time.
Did you?
Yeah, I used to wrestle for the Prince.
Prince who?
Prince Nanadudu Kaka.
the artist formerly known as Prince Anadudu Kaka.
There you go.
How's he doing?
I don't know. I haven't been there in years.
And then we went back for the Crown Jewel.
Oh, I didn't go back. I wasn't welcome back anymore.
No, why? What'd you do wrong?
The Prince doesn't like when you bite his wiener.
I mean, not many people do.
Well, some do, but they got to pay extra for that. Perhaps it was a miscommunication. I don't know. They told me, get your shit and get out. So I said, all right, no arguments here.
Where
Okay,
could
so
the,
apparently, so I'm just reading now. This is not about the about his whether or not this is his first or second time back. I guess they've in the political spectrum, Saudi Arabia and Syria have reopened diplomatic relations, which is why Sammy has agreed. Oh, okay, Sammy Zayn's most recent visit to Saudi Arabia came in 2014 when he participated in a 3-night house show tour in Riyadh.
Huh.
So that was before the big deal they
Before
made.
the pay-per-views, before the
Right.
premium live events. So that was 2014. So yeah. So apparently, I guess they must have had diplomatic relations at that point, which is why he was cool with it. And then all the shit went down. And then now I guess they've reopened diplomatic relationships. So that's why Sami Zayn is going to be in Saudi Arabia. So I guess that's something. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to.
It's a pretty big deal.
I think it's a huge deal, especially the match too. Let's not discount the match. Him and Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. So that's a nice little your top 3 matches are pretty damn good. Roman,
You think they had the balls to put 4 belts on Roman Reigns? That'd be pretty fucking hysterical.
I think there's a chance, but I don't think it's a big chance because I think that if I had my like prediction hat on right now, I would say that like maybe like the Usos might cost Roman and Solo the match. But I could totally also see them putting the screws to the Usos, and putting the belts on Solo and Roman. I'm like 60-40 saying that the Usos might intentionally or unintentionally cost Roman and Solo the match. So
I'm gonna let me throw this question out to you guys. Magenta, I don't know what your like history of watching wrestling is, so just
I'm a luchador. I know everything.
okay. So I think when it's all said and done, this Bloodline story might be the best story the WWE has told in like the last 20 years. Is that a fair? Like, I can't tell you any long-term stories that they've told since we've started doing this podcast where I find myself every Friday night or Monday night just scrolling through the WWE Twitter to see if I can catch a promo that somebody, whether it's Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn or Matt Riddle or somebody from the Bloodline is doing. And I don't ever remember a time when I was doing that since we started doing this podcast.
So the popular answer to that question is obviously Macho Hogan, the Mega Power Split.
I said the last 20 years.
Oh, last 20 years. Okay. Oh my God. I don't even know the timeline right now. 20 years? No. Would McMahon Austin fall into that or no?
No, because I think that's the last. Because the WWE trajectory that Austin McMahon thing was at the height of the Attitude Era, and then I think people were hoping with the WCW buyout and the invasion it would keep going, but we all know how that went, and I just don't think they've done anything this memorable since. I'm sure there's moments or matches. Maybe you could say like the CM Punk pipe bomb leaving without a contract and Money in the Bank.
That's not long term.
Right.
100%. Then if that's the case, if we're not going all time, then this is 100% the best story because it incorporated so many different people. It incorporates and there's so many different like angles to it. You have the internal struggle between the Bloodline. You have the Sami Zayn being there and then not being there, and the Kevin Owens involvement and that whole aspect of it of Kevin Owens and Sami, can they trust each other? That sort of thing. And then Cody was still a part of that, which was huge. And then if you want to, this is probably the least of the most important parts, but Riddle came back and Riddle was involved in it. So like it included like, I'm not counting, but it included like 9 people, like, and it was like there were so many different angles and twists and turns that you could have taken, and you still don't know, like, is Jey Uso gonna be the guy that becomes the champ? Like, is it gonna be Jey? Is it gonna be Cody? Is it gonna be, or is Roman just gonna hold on to it for the freaking it's just so insane. Like, you don't know. Like, it's nuts. It's easily the best storyline in the longest time that I can remember, probably since Austin McMahon. Easily.
Yeah, I think if you're going with the last 20 years, the only the thing that jumps out, and I think it's the best in the last 20 years. Like, don't get me wrong at all. I think it's 100% the best storyline that they've told in a very, very long time. But as far as like memorable, they didn't get near the distance. Like, they haven't touched the distance of this story in the last 20 years. So it's hard to like, what is your long-term story in that time span? Cena and Rock, for some reason, jumped into my head right away.
I thought about that, but the only difference is because like it wasn't a weekly.
Right. Yep. I had the same thought. Yeah.
Like Rock, like they did the Survivor Series match against Miz and R-Truth, and then that was it until Mania, and then so like it's the long-term build where you're just announcing a match a year in advance, and there's no real progression. Like, Cena still worked with a bazillion other people, and it started with his match with the Miz and everything. Matthew Birch brings up something pretty cool. Roman and Solo winning the tag titles, then the Usos being the ones to beat them for it would be pretty cool, and I kind of agree. Because the tag titles are right up there now. They're back. They're reborn, the tag titles. So I don't hate that idea. So
Yeah, I'm not. I don't hate it either. I would love to see Roman and Solo get the win. Just keep going with it. Why the fuck not at this point?
But is it too soon? Because they put a whole lot into Sammy and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So like, is it cutting off your nose to spite your face?
Has Sammy and Kevin lost steam since they've grabbed the tag team titles?
I mean, I do, but I don't think it's through any fault of anyone. I think it's just a natural thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's just. I think it's inevitable that you can't keep everything hot every single week. They still do great. They get great reactions. But is it also weird that weren't they drafted to Raw and Solo and Roman were drafted to SmackDown and they have a match now? Like, are we like we're just totally shitting on the fucking brand extension?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I just don't do the fucking draft. That's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I like it because every year I think they're actually going to stick to it, but that I'm a fucking moron and realize that it's not possible, especially when you have two of your champions, your tag team and your, top holding belts that technically belong to both brands. So unless they recreate a tag team title for Raw, which they won't, or for SmackDown, which they won't, it's going to be silly town USA.
Magenta, any
I like being a top, and I like holding on to the belt at the bottom.
All right.
That's all I got left. My face is fucking itching, so I'm calling it a night.
Yeah. Why don't you call Tony?
Yeah, I'll see if he's around. All right, goodbye, fellas.
Bye, Magenta.
Bye,
See you.
Magenta.
Hey, Gigi, call me.